All right,
Okay.
welcome to After Hours, everybody. Matthew's going to walk us through his issue.
Okay. So I tried to just pretty much do my own recreation of yesterday's project so I could narrow what I do and don't know a little bit more accurately. And I'm having trouble with these flex boxes. I narrowly got my assignment done yesterday uh, because of these guys. So I was wondering if I could get some help flexing these so that they are appropriately spaced and wrapping around each other with flex wrap.
All right,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we can do that.
let's go to the code.
Okay, so this is my HTML on the left and my CSS on the right.
Can you go to the part of the HTML where those boxes are?
Yes.
Did you change the HTML?
Oh, this is my own HTML.
Okay.
I started completely from scratch again last night.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's pretty cool. Nice.
Yeah, so this is all Lore Mipsum. But anyway, I'm trying to get this so it shows up correctly, which might be difficult.
Yeah, you can close the CSS for now.
Okay.
You can. What one issue might be is how you have it nested.
Yeah, and do you guys know how to get rid of this? I don't know if you can see it, but there's like from Zoom a header up here with like mute, stop video, participate. Do you know how I can hide that? It's
You
getting in
should
the
be
way.
able, I think you can drag it.
Yeah, so hold the green part and just drag it.
Oh, okay. Wow. Why did I
You'll
not try
find
that?
no matter where you go, 5 minutes later, it's going to be in your way again.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's a known problem.
Oh, yeah. And losing Zoom, just not being able to find where the toolbar went.
Section content.
So this is my header right here. This is my picture and services. This is where the sections for these start.
Okay, so each one of those boxes you have in a section container.
Yes, a unnumbered section container.
Okay, and then you have that content in there, and the
Actually, yeah, these guys start right here in section 2 container.
okay.
So
you have one box wrapping the entire thing, right?
Yes.
What you don't have,
okay.
or yeah, you do, because you have a content 1 or content 2, content 3, and then you have another box inside the main box holding the header and the text. So that actually looks good. So
What you do need to do, you have nothing in your buttons. You probably want to throw something in there just so you can see how it lines up. So are you trying to make this the same way that it was set up in the design file, where it's 2 boxes on each row?
Yes.
Okay. So you have it set up. Okay. Now, do you have a big section that's holding all of the boxes?
Yes, that would be this one. And it's right here.
Section 2 holds everything? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that looks nested properly. So content 2, content 3, 4, and 5. Those are the boxes inside of section 2. Okay, so we should be able to hop over to your CSS now.
Okie dokie. Let me open that up.
Okay, and you have display flex on there.
Section 2, display flex direction row.
And it's row by default, right? So I shouldn't really even have to define that.
Yes, unless you are telling the parent to be in a column, you don't have to define row.
Okay.
Row is implicit. So unless you need to change it back from a column, it's being inherited for something else.
Now for section 2, try flex direction row wrap. That would be a row space wrap. That did not do anything. Okay. Does anyone have some ideas? We should probably be calling on people. Anybody want to hop in, throw some suggestions?
When I have a number, like section 2, how does it get assigned that? It's just being called a second time? And the HTML?
Oh, that's just what he decided to name it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, because you can name your classes anything you want in the HTML. You just have to make sure you reference that the same way in your CSS.
Okay.
Would justify content and space evenly do anything?
Let's try that. It's putting it in section 2, Jasmine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Center or space between? Which one?
Well, space evenly
Center.
should also be a option, but I guess try center first to see what happens.
Oh, you have an extra
You have
C
an extra,
at the end.
yeah. On center? Yeah, I would try space evenly.
Well, you're trying to put repair and consulting on the bottom of hacking and networking, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And we tried flex wrap.
Yeah, I tried that before.
Oh, if you've already tried it, I'm sorry. I've been kind of going back and forth.
Oh, whoops. That's what I meant for us to do up there. I didn't realize you put flex direction row wrap. Yeah, flex wrap row wrap.
In section 2?
Yes. See where you have flex direction row wrap? Just change direction to flex wrap.
Try yeah, because it's in a row. You don't have to call row in this case.
Yeah, on mine, I just had flex wrap. Right.
Okay.
Because the row is already implicit. Oh, so okay, so that did. Well, that
Okay.
stacked them all.
Which I believe that just stacked them because the margins are so large.
Yeah, I was going to say they really don't have a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, so if you get rid of some of those margins or lower them down.
Over here? Or over here?
Both, because you would want them to
section 2.
Yeah, you want them to be even, so you would have to do both. Just try changing the left and right to 100 pixels maybe instead of 300
Okay.
on all the 300s, yeah.
To 100?
Yes. There we go. That looks nicer too. Okay, so it shouldn't be stretching those out so far.
It's going into a column implicitly, so something is making it. What is content box 1?
Yeah, what is content box 1?
That is.
Is that wrapping everything?
I don't think so. I think it's just this, but let me check.
You might be able to put a width on those boxes to kind of constrain them, and then they should, as long as you still have flex direction as row and the wrapping, they should be able to sit next to each other and then wrap.
That's a really good idea. You could give them a width of about 40% each.
Okay, so content 1, or no, that's section 1.
Content box 1. So that just covers, okay, I see, that's covering up top. So that's the services section.
Yes.
Okay, so let's give a width to your,
section 2.
we wouldn't want to do it for all of section 2. We'd want it to be for the boxes within section 2.
Okay, so it would be right here.
Yeah, let's try to give that a width of 40%. Hey, there
Uh-oh.
we go. Thank you, Adam, for that great idea. And then you
dangerous.
and then you definitely want to add some margin in there too.
Could I just do justify space around?
Let's try it.
A lot of this is just going to be tinkering.
Try space evenly.
Can you try justify items?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, if you make it 50%, then it's not going to work.
Yeah, if you do anything, even if it's 33, 33, well, 33 and a third, anything equaling 100%, it breaks it. You have to do slightly less, like 49.5%. I don't know why. CSS is weird.
Well, and you got to leave some room too, because you're going to want to put some margin in there to separate them out.
Exactly, yeah. So throw some margin on there. You're going to have to throw some margin left and margin right.
Can I just do it this way with, is this up, down, left, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should I write pixels here?
Yeah, you gotta write pixels.
Okay.
Hey, that's starting to look like something.
Yeah. I'm getting excited. Okay. So if I want to fill that out so that it matches these lines that I have, how would I do that?
What width is that image set to? That hero image up top.
Which that should just be section 1, right?
Yeah, I don't think I did any. I must have done something to it. Let me see where I have it here.
If you put a width on the parent container that those cards are in, I like to call them cards. If you put a width on that of like 80%,
For these?
it'll make the main container that they're in that 80% wide of the screen.
So that would be.
So like your section 2.
Yeah.
That's within section 1.
No, I mean the cards themselves.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, try putting a width of 80%. And if that looks good, do the same thing to section 1. Put that border back in. I want to see if we can see it. Just uncomment that.
That was for right here on the bottom.
Okay. Okay, so you can see how wide the
Yeah.
parent container is. Why is it sitting to the side like that?
The cards probably still have margin on the left and right. Right?
Yeah, 20 pixels.
Yeah. So it is going to get tricky, but I ran into this myself too, and I've kind of got to go back and fix it on mine. But you've got to figure out a way to get the left margin off of the left cards and the right margin off of the two cards on the right also, so that they're sitting flush with the left and right boundaries of the bigger container.
So what you can do for that, you could add another div wrapping specifically the left ones and the div wrapping specifically the right ones, and then
Yeah.
you specifically target those boxes and give them the margins that they need.
Well, it's kind of tough to do that though because they're wrapping.
Yeah, but you'll know which ones are on the left and which ones are on the right.
Yeah, you'd have to manually put them in the same box.
Yeah.
To do it that way.
Because, like, you know left is now going to be hacking and repair, and you know right's networking and consulting. So then you can wrap them in another div, giving those the same class, which is where you can add the margins on. Does that make sense?
I think so. So, hacking and networking, or
Right. You might have to rearrange the order of those in the HTML.
Well, you'd keep them in the same order. You would just make a div for each different one. You would just have the same class name for the div wrapping hacking and the div
Oh, I
wrapping
see.
repair. Yeah,
So the div with just one card in it each.
exactly. Yes.
I see. Okay.
so I
got
would
it.
just have to get rid of one of
No,
them.
you could still keep that there. You're just going to make another div inside of that.
Right inside of content.
Yes.
Box in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for this one you would do like div class left box. And then you would wrap the repair, the description, and the button. Yep, just like that. You need the class name up there though.
I see. Sorry. I thought you were trying to make two columns.
Oh, that's okay. No. Yeah, I think this should work fine. You didn't add the class name though. You've got on line 65.
Oh my gosh. Autocomplete. Sometimes not convenient.
Yeah.
So I would just have to make up another class first, I guess.
Yeah, so just like left box. And then you would also wrap for hacking the same exact way, make another div with the class of left box. And then for networking and consulting, you would set up a div of right box.
Okay. So just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to put this. I'm going to combine repair and consulting and hacking and networking.
Oh, well, that's not going to work it has to be combined with every other. Because they have to be on the same side of the page. Because then what you'll do is the classes with the left box, you're going to give them a right margin, and the classes with the right box, you're going to give a left margin. That way they're on the edges, and then there's just the margin in the center.
Would you give it like a margin 0? Something like that? Push it all the way to the edge?
You could definitely give that a shot.
So I could, I don't have to have this be positioned in HTML as a parent class. I mean, I could just create another div called left box and place it over hacking, right? I don't have to have them structured both
Right.
in the same.
Each card is going to be in its own box.
Yeah, each card is going to have its own div. It's just out of the 4 divs, there's only going to be 2 class names.
Okay.
So you still need a div for each one, yeah. So like literally exactly what you did there, you're just going to do that for all 4 boxes. Yep, there you go. And then you close it there. And then same thing for networking and consulting, just change the class to right box.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
So while we did the interface thing, I feel like I didn't have to do any of this. Is there a reason for that? Also, right is spelled wrong over there.
Good catch.
Oh,
What interface thing?
the services page. I feel like I didn't have to put them into sections. Is there like a reason for that?
There's many different ways that you can go about doing it. That's just one of the ways. But yeah,
Okay.
there's other ways you can do it without too.
I'd be really interested in knowing how you did this.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Okay, so
Okay, so see, yep, so we've got that now. Left box, left box. So now if you go back in there. So the margin that we had, let's see, the margin in section 2, the 10 by 10, we should be able to take that out now. Okay, and then left box, we're going to do margin right. Um, 20 pixels, or yeah, 10 pixels, whatever you want to try. What is happening? That's weird. Why is it not updating? That's definitely right.
You changed it for the content, not for the container.
hold up. Okay. I didn't have a semicolon, but it's doing nothing.
Oh, did we not wrap the container in it? Okay, hop back over to the HTML. Ah, okay. So Adam, you're thinking it needs to be outside of the content?
Right, because I thought I saw the text shift as if there was margin added to the content, the text itself, not necessarily the right edge of that hacking box.
Okay, that's a good call. Let's try that out then, yeah.
So
just move that opening div, and then you have to move the closing one as well. Let's just test it with one of them. Yeah, so move that to 53. And then move line 61 to 63.
That's a good catch. The wrong box was inside the wrong box.
Got to keep track of your boxes. And then try that with the left box. Try it with hacking at the top.
oh, I see. Oh, okay, I was just getting real confused for a second.
Because what we just did modified the text, not the box it was in.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to look ugly until it doesn't, so don't pay attention to the left side.
So I guess this needs to go around content then, right here.
Yes.
And let's see if we're here.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
Should I keep going? Wow.
Wes, what are you thinking?
Control Z. Control Z.
So were we not supposed to wrap that then?
I mean, it would make sense that we needed to wrap the boxes, not the content of the boxes. Where were we?
But that wasn't working at all when we did that. Now I would be, it would still add.
So from here, we want the section 2 is the parent container containing all these items.
Yes.
The section 2, we can see how wide it is on that bottom border that we stuck on there, right?
Yeah.
So we want to space between these items to make them take up the whole size of that box and push them outside. So justify content, space between. Try that. Try changing it to justify content.
Oh, sorry about that.
Let's see if it works. It doesn't like it. Why doesn't it like it?
Okay, on the left box, try bumping that margin right up to 200, just seeing if anything happens. At the bottom, left box.
Okay. 200?
Yeah, just, okay. Yeah, so it is doing it inside of the box. So that means we should have been right with adding that before. So that should have been correct when we moved it outside of the content, so I'm not sure why it wasn't working.
Yeah, you're going to have to fix that parent-child relationship somehow.
Yeah. Revert it back.
I did. Oh, you mean take all the divs out?
Yeah, I mean put the divs back on top of the content.
Control Y.
Oh, Control Y. Yeah, use Control Y.
The opposite of back. It'll fast forward it.
That didn't do anything.
No.
Oh, you're using a Mac. I'm gonna blame that on Mac problems. Definitely not me.
And I'm using a PC keyboard.
Oh, that's fun.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Didn't even know that would work. Does anyone else have any other questions? Have anything that they want to share in their project? I just want to make sure we get around to everybody.
Yeah, I have a question, but it's not related to yesterday's project, but more of I'm trying to what is it called? What do you call it? And get when you're trying to finish all your project.
You want to make a pull request?
Pull
Okay,
request, yeah.
so I'm going to go over Git flow. I want to make sure that we save time for that. So we can keep doing some Q&A until like 10, and so in like 15 minutes Eastern time, and then I'll go through, and what I want to do is I'm going to fork a project, and I'm going to go through the entire process of committing to it and then making a pull request after the fact.
Okay. Yeah, I just finished up, but I just there are those like file paths that you kind of like which one do you compare it to? I
Okay.
have it, but like I want to know if I picked everything correctly. Anyway, I go ahead.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll walk through the entire process.
Sounds good.
Does anybody else have any questions on the Flexbox project that they wanted to go over? No, everybody else is set on the Flexbox project? Okay, cool.
I'm kind of confused. Is inline going to be part of the sprint tomorrow?
I believe inline is just part of the short response questions.
Okay.
Okay, so you have left box, right box. left box.
We might need to change the dimensions of some of those because it looks like now there's some weird issues with wrappings. You might have to actually make those smaller. And there might also be some default margin on the new divs that we're adding. That's kind of what I'm thinking is a possibility.
That makes sense.
Because with those borders, I'm betting that's an issue with the wrapping. So if we make the cards smaller, like a lower percentage, then hopefully they'll continue to wrap, and you can then go back to styling. But
get rid of the margin right of 200 pixels. I wonder if that's causing a problem now at the left box. Okay. Get rid of justify content space between. Get rid of, oh, well, we don't want to get rid of all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Take out in section 2, comment out margin left and right. This is weird. Okay, comment out the flex wrap. The boxes are still looking super weird. I don't know what's going on here. Let's change the width. Comment that out in the section 2 content.
Oh.
Okay, and then re-comment back in flex wrap.
Up here?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with these borders. Wes, do you have any ideas?
It's weird, man. I would take it back to where we started, because I think we've gone too far down the rabbit hole.
Could this possibly be because I'm on a OS beta and maybe my brackets, and maybe it screwed something up with brackets? Because this is not making sense how this is not working.
You're on an OS beta?
Yeah, I'm on Mac OS Catalina.
What are you using for your editor?
Brackets.
I've never heard of brackets before. Okay. Wes, have you heard of brackets?
I haven't, and I don't know if that's causing an issue or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No,
Unlikely.
I've heard of brackets. Should be cool.
Okay.
I mean,
Brackets is a pretty popular IDE.
Yeah. One thing I can say is I would go back to where we were before we started nesting everything, to where we had finally gotten it to stack the way you wanted, and maybe take a new approach from there.
So he's basically saying Control Z everything back in the CSS and delete the divs.
Yeah. Okay, that.
But
I
at
think
least
I think we've gone too far down the rabbit hole. And
But
it's time to step back.
we at least fixed that one part though, to where we actually had them on 2 on each row. So
Yeah, I would go back to that point.
yeah, go back to that. There's some progress there.
And this is what they meant when they said committing often is a benefit, because when everything goes to hell, we can just go back to a prior commit.
Exactly.
Yep. Like
Every
this
time,
particular game, I would be reloading. Said nope.
Okay, so yeah, let's get back to that, and then if nobody has any other questions, I'm gonna start the Git walkthrough.
Yeah, Matthew, I would just keep tweaking and playing with it from at least the point where you got it stacked where you liked it. Just start pushing it over with margin, like the whole container or the individual boxes, and just keep tinkering. But I wouldn't focus too much on this. I would focus more on what we did yesterday, at least as far as for what tomorrow's about. I fear that you might get distracted in other things.
Well, that's why I was doing this, because this was a problem I was actually having with yesterday's assignment. I got it in, but it wasn't the most beautiful thing.
No idea.
Yeah, we might be able to. Let's see where we're at towards the end. We might be able to jump back in with it.
Okay.
All right. I just want to make sure we get to the Git flow, because
Okay.
that's a major sticking point for some people too.
Cool.
Cool, okay, so I'm gonna start sharing. Okay, so we start off, we go to the repository. You may want to take notes for this, anybody that is still not 100% on the Git flow. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Okay, so we're going to click fork. Select where you're forking it to. After you've forked it, you're going to want to go into your settings. Click on collaborators. Most likely going to ask for your password. Then right here in collaborators, you're going to want to add your TL. Wes, what's your GitHub?
WJONKE.
There we go. All right, so there we go. We've sent the collaborator the invite request. Wes, if you could accept that, I would appreciate it. So then I can show them how to add you as a reviewer.
Absolutely. I just got that email, actually. Let me switch over.
There we go. Why is my computer going so slow?
Because you're on a live Zoom.
I'm on a live Zoom 24/7.
You need it to go fast, so it's going to go slow.
I'm going to go ahead and dip out. Got some good ideas for my own project, though.
Do you have any specific questions before you go, Adam, just in case we didn't get to you?
No, thank you, though. Just kind of wanted to stick my head in, see what was going on. But I got some ideas for my own project, so thanks, and probably pop back in at some point next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Hey guys, I just I put a screenshot in the help, the WEB24 help channel. If someone can quick check it out. I just put a screenshot of what I have and just want to see if someone can okay it for me.
Is it just the Git flow? Because that's what I'm doing right now.
It's the Git flow, but it's the one where I'm doing what's it called? Pull request.
Okay, so I'm going to be there in like less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go through the whole process, and Justin, I just accepted.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so then after you've sent your collaborator invite, you want to click clone or download. Click this little clipboard here. Boom. Next, you want to open up your VS Code. File, open folder. You want to open whatever folder that you're working in, or where you would like the repository to go. Next, once you're in there, you're going to open up your terminal. And you're going to do git clone, and then paste what you got from the clipboard. This is now going to clone your repository into the folder. Okay, so next, sometimes you'll have to do this step, sometimes they'll do it for you. you have to CD into the new folder that you just made. And then you'll see it says I'm in the master branch. So the next step would be to create your branch. Now at Lambda, you're always going to have to make a separate branch. So you want to do your first name and last name. Get checkout -B, and then my first name and last name. You've now switched to the new branch, which you can see in the parentheses. Next, we want to make a change inside the project. So I'm going to open up the README. I'm going to scroll to the bottom and say, this is a test. And then I have autosave on. If you don't have autosave on, you could do Control S if you're on Windows, or go up to File and click Save. Next, you're going to need to do git add, period. Then after that, you're going to have to make your commit. And in here, the -M means message. You have to name whatever that message is going to be. So I'm going to say updated README. It says I've made the file change. That's how you know it's working so far. If it says that there have been no changes, then you most likely didn't save the project, so make sure you go back and do that. Then after this, we have one more step. We're going to git push -u origin, and then the name of your branch, which should be your first and last name. Here we go. Next, we can pop open GitHub. I'm going to refresh the page. And it should say compare pull request. And it doesn't say that for some reason. So we're just going to go to pull requests. We're going to do new pull request. You want to change the base repository to your forked version of the project. And then you want to compare the changes to your new branch. So you're sending from your new branch that you've made to the master branch. And then you're going to create the pull request. Now, if you've already had your TL accept your collaboration invite, you can go to reviewers, click on your TL's name, you'll see the check mark there, click out of the box, and then click create pull request. And there we go. We've made the pull request. Do not click merge at the bottom. Your TL will do that for you. Now, if you click commits, you can see the commits that you've made. Now, let's say I'm still working on my project, so I'm going to make some more commits on here. So we're going to go back in the project. We're going to say, this is still a test. Now we want to save that. Now we've added something else. So we're going to do git add, period. Then we're going to do git commit -m new readme update. And then we're going to do git push -u origin, oh, no quotes, Justin Trombley, the name of the branch. Then we're going to pop back open the pull request. Let's refresh it. And as you see, there's now a new commit there. So now anytime that you need to make more changes, just go ahead and you need those 3 git commands. And that is how you properly set up the git flow with Lambda.
Can you go back to your terminal?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions on how the git flow works now?
one thing to note is when you do a pull request, you can continue to keep working. And every time you push more material, it will go under that pull request until it's merged.
Right, exactly.
If you can do a pull request the very first thing you do in the day, as long as your TL has accepted the invite to be a reviewer, or just to get it out of the way, and then work all day on it, keep pushing, keep committing and pushing, and then it'll all be there under one pull request. So you don't have to track that. It'll just automatically go until it's merged.
And then you can also create the pull request before the TL has accepted the collaboration invite, because you can always add them as a reviewer after the fact.
So one of those things you can just get out of your own way.
Exactly.
You don't have to remember it at the end of the day.
Did that answer everyone's questions on that?
Hey, Pedro, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Falmata? I know.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. So did that answer your question?
I was actually offline just for a little bit. I think I missed the main part where you guys are explaining that pull request.
Okay, here, why don't you share your screen and then we can go over it.
Oh yeah. Let me do that.
It's so red from the
Minimize everything here. Yep, so I got everything in here. But I'm just trying to see, like, first of all, I'm trying to understand how this, for next time so I don't remember, how this flow works, like what's going on, and then just if this looks correct or not. That was my main question.
Sure. So right now, how you have it set up, it would be saying that it's putting the branch that you've made in your fork into
Okay.
Lambda's fork master. Now you don't want to do that because you want to just put it into your own master. So
Okay.
you want to click on the base repository and you want to change that to your fork.
Okay, got it. So that will do his thing. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh,
And
so
now,
that's just simple. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, and then have you already sent an invite to your TL for a collab request?
Not for this one specifically, no.
Okay, so, oh, it looks like you must have, or else he wouldn't show up as a reviewer. You must have already done
I
that.
mean, I've done it in a couple other things, but I haven't. I'm just adding him now to this one.
Okay. All right, great. So then you can click create pull request and then you're all set.
Sweet.
Hey guys, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Nice. What was it?
Did you guys hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Matthew. I was muted, but we totally want to see it. Once,
All right, I'll stop sharing mine. I'll let him do his thing.
Okay, cool. So we fixed the GitHub problem.
Appreciate it.
fixed his
Appreciate
own
it.
problem. No thanks to us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. Why don't you show us? How'd you fix it?
I took some code from another project.
Oh, you froze.
So my container class was not configured correctly.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see. I'm trying to fight Zoom right now.
Zoom is just the worst. You have to fight them 24/7.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Just
there we go.
Listening, we love Zoom.
So
There we go. Only thing is, you probably want it to line up with the end of the line break. So you could probably just throw some margins on the outside of those boxes to push them in.
yeah, one more time you glitched.
Okay, so you probably want the boxes to line up with the image in the rest of the text. So you probably just want to throw some margins on the outside there to push the boxes in.
Oh, yeah. I just haven't gotten to that. Let's see.
Cool. Okay. And then, yeah, definitely some padding on the inside of the boxes too, but that looks great.
Oh my God. My Zoom is going crazy right now.
Yeah, you're lagging really bad. You keep cutting in and out.
Okay, well, yeah. Here's what that looks like fixed right here.
That looks awesome. Good job.
Nice.
Nice job fixing that. He's frozen again.
Out of the Zoom.
Hey, quick question, guys. What is the graphical user interface Git console? Is there like a separate GUI for Git?
That might be the desk. Is that that's the desktop software, I believe, for GitHub or Git Bash.
Oh, got it. So, okay. That's just like the one that GitHub made? Okay.
You can use it or you don't have to use it.
Okay.
I use it, and I think, Justin, you actually, I don't use it, and Justin, I think you do use it, right?
Oh, yeah. I use the desktop one. Actually, after the first week of Lambda, I just stuck to the desktop app.
Got it.
You can do everything in VS Code. You could do all your stuff in the GUI for Git, or you could do it in your regular old terminal.
Exactly.
There's a lot of different ways to do a lot of different things in coding. The key is to find the one that works for you, get good at that, and then maybe try dialing in on a better way. But find the one that works first. Even if it takes a little longer, it works.
Can we see how to do it with the desktop?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do
Really
that.
interested in that too.
Sure. So, okay, they want you to use the GitHub terminal for the test for tomorrow, but starting next week, you can use the desktop version. So, yeah, let me find a brand new fork, and I'll set that up. Okay, let's see. Just finding random things to fork on GitHub. There we go. Okay, whatever this is, OSU, we're going to fork that. Okay, here we go. Can you guys hear me? Okay, awesome. Everyone muted, and I thought there's something wrong with my Zoom. Okay, so we're going to fork, same way. Click and fork. We're going to choose where we're forking it for. Next, when we go down to clone, instead of clicking the clipboard, we're going to open in desktop. Then when you're here, you're going to choose what folder that you want to place it in. So this is the comparison of cloning it. As you would do git clone into your folder, we're going to pick something new. So for instance, throw it in here and then clone. Usually it doesn't take this long. I must have cloned a really big project. Okay, awesome. So we can click current branch. We're going to see the master branch. Then we can add a brand new branch, which is going to be your first name and your last name. Click create branch. Then you need to publish the branch. And then we can create the pull request. I'm going to wait on that. So what we can do right here is open in VS Code. Yeah, wow, okay. This is a huge project. So let's just edit the README. Let's hop in there.
That's a good opportunity, though, to show you guys what a real app looks like.
Yeah, because this thing is huge. Not even sure what it does, but, you know, it does something. So, okay.
There are hundreds of files there.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this is a test. Let's save that. We can minimize, or let's just, yeah, we can bring this up. So this is going to show the README. The red lines is what's changed. The green lines is what's been added. I didn't edit all of this stuff, obviously, but I have something called Prettier in my VS Code, and it kind of lines up the code and makes it look nicer. So when I pressed save, it did all of that. So it just kind of moves some stuff around. As you can see at the bottom, this is a test. That's what I actually added. Now right here, this is going to be the name of your commit. It makes a suggestion for you, like update README. I can leave that, or I can add my own. So I'll just do updated README. And then in here, you can put a description for the commit if you want to put something longer. And then you just hit commit. And then you want to push origin. Now at this point, you can click create pull request. And it's going to pop you right back up here. So when you're back on GitHub's website, you want to make sure you change that base repository to your fork. Add that reviewer, which I don't have a reviewer right now, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how you can do it after the fact. You're going to create the pull request. But you see, I forgot to add Wes. So let's go into the settings, click on collaborators. Wes is going to tell me what his username is again because I forgot.
WJONKE.
There we go. Add as collaborator. He hasn't accepted it yet, so he's not on as a reviewer. But as soon as he does, in about 5 seconds, we're going to refresh the page. We're going to click reviewers, and bam, there he is. Added, click off, and there we go. And then your team lead will go over your code and decide when it's time to merge it. Any questions about that? Yes, Jasmine.
If we finish Git, can we do Prettier to see how that's installed and whatnot?
Sure. I don't remember how I installed it. I just know it's an extension, but we can definitely try. Yeah, sure. What I wanted to do next was I wanted to do some Flexbox Froggy. I thought
We'll
this.
do that instead.
Okay. I thought that'd be a cool interactive thing we could do as a group. Oh, and Jose is here, our special guest.
Jose,
How you
what are you doing? He's visiting us from labs.
Yeah, Jose's here to talk to us about labs, which is like the 17th through the 25th week of the curriculum. He was my pair programming buddy through like every single project at Lambda.
He was in my TL group 2 weeks ago. So.
There we go.
I'm not sure, but I think there's. Just wanted to drop in and say hi, see how it's going. Wish you guys luck.
I miss that smooth jazz voice.
We just went over the Git flow a few times. We did some Q&A, and now we're gonna play some Flexbox Froggy.
I gotta love the Flexbox Froggy.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll type, but you guys tell me what to put in. So the main goal is we have to get the frog over to the lily pad. We can use flex start, flex end, center, space between, or space around within justify content. So what should we try? How are we going to get that frog over there?
Flex end.
What'd you say?
Flex end.
Flex end. Give it a shot. Bam, it worked. Nice. There's 24 levels. Oh, now we have 2 frogs.
Whoever made this is a genius.
What should we do now? Center? Okay. Hey, there we go. Level 2 complete. It's going to get really hard, I'm sure. I've never played this before. Okay.
Space between.
Space between. All right. Oh,
Space evenly?
space evenly. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Oh, that didn't work either.
Space around.
There we go. Space around was correct.
I see. It's just a matter of tweaking.
Exactly. That's pretty much all of coding is tweaking.
Space between.
Nice job. Okay, now we're swapping over to align items. You said flex start?
Yeah. I think I might have jumped the gun. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Yeah, take that out. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Flex start is the default. Any other ideas?
What's the opposite of flex start?
Flex end.
Find out if Wes is telling us the truth. And he is. All right. So we have to lead the frog to the center of the pond using a combination of justify content and align items. This is getting tough. Okay. So first, justify content. What should we do for it?
Enter? No, I don't know.
No, keep going with that.
Center?
You said center? Oh, I thought you said enter. Okay, center. That makes more sense. Okay. Okay, next we have align items. What should we try there?
Center as well.
Center as well? Yeah, there we go.
A good shortcut in life. If you want to put something directly in the center of the page, justify content, align items center. That'll put it center.
There we go. Okay, justify content.
Evenly, maybe?
Space evenly? Okay. And now for align items.
Flex end.
Oh,
Mm,
we're close. What do we need to change?
space around.
Space around? Hey, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to use flex direction. We have to get them on their matching colored lily pads.
Row reverse.
Oh, no, rock reverse. Okay, row reverse. And there we go. Okay, level 9. Time to use flex direction.
Column.
You said column? Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm going to stop talking.
Did you say you're going to stop talking? No, don't stop talking. No, you got to keep participating, Jasmine. Come on.
Now you caught her with her mouth full.
Okay, flex. Ooh, they're on the wrong pads. We got to fix it quick. What pad? What do we need to change the flex direction to?
Row reverse.
A reverse.
Oh, no.
And then what
Oh,
about
yeah.
justify content?
Flex start.
Ooh.
No.
Does anyone
No
have
end.
an idea for what we should change?
Flex end.
Flex end? Okay. Hey, there we go.
If it doesn't work one way, try it the other.
Exactly. Okay, now we have to use flex direction, justify content. Wait. Okay.
Column.
Nice.
Jose, what do you think?
Also, I think Jose left. Oh, no, he's here.
He's sleeping.
So now that we have actually changed it to column, and now we have our frogs vertical, now we wouldn't use justify content to move them. Now we would use align items to move them.
I believe if
Vertical.
yeah,
I just said the reverse of what that was supposed to be. Ignore what I said and reverse that. So justify content would be what?
Align.
You're saying use align items?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we need to reverse it, I think. So reverse, yeah. I forget what this syntax is for that. Is it reverse items or something?
Are you trying to column reverse or row reverse?
So for align items, we have flex start, flex end, center, baseline, and stretch.
Baseline, maybe?
Try baseline? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what baseline does. Baseline doesn't do anything. Is it because we should be using justify content and not align items? What if we did center? There we go. Yeah. Since we have it set up as a column, for us to change the location vertically, we have to use justify content, not align items. So I did say correct the first time. Okay. So it's not going to be center. So what would we use?
End.
Flex end?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have to use flex direction and justify content.
Reverse. Well, it would be row reverse, right? No, no.
Okay.
never mind.
column reverse.
Column reverse? Nice. Okay. So then what would we need to do for justify content?
Space between.
Perfect. We're halfway through the game. Okay, so we have flex direction, justify content, and align items this time. We're getting pretty intense. So flex direction, what should we do?
Column reverse?
Column reverse?
I don't have to look at me. No, never mind, take it out.
You were close.
Row reverse.
Row reverse. Okay. Give that a shot. Okay, that makes sense to me. Time for justify content.
The center. Oh wait. Flex end.
Flex end?
No. Well, no, actually in the center.
No? Okay, center. All right. Okay. Lastly, we have align items.
Flex end.
Flex end. There we go. Look at this. We're able to do it with 3 different options now. Okay, so sometimes reversing the row or column order of a container is not enough. In these cases, we can apply the order property to the individual items. We're getting advanced now. By default, items have a value of 0, but we can use this property to also set it to a positive or negative integer value, such as -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Use the order property to reorder the frogs according to their lily pads. Now, this looks like we're targeting the class of yellow, so I'm going to assume it's the yellow frog. So what do we need the order of the yellow frog to be?
Should we put in 1?
1.
1? Okay. There we go. Okay, use order property to send the red frog to his lily pad.
Negative.
Negative what?
3, maybe? Can you go up to 3?
Negative 3. There we go. So this is actually really helpful, and I don't believe we covered this week, so that's really cool that we're going over order right now.
It could come in real handy knowing how to do it.
For sure, yeah. So another property you can apply to individual items is align self. This property accepts the same values as align items and its value for the specific item. So for the yellow, we need to do align self, and then what should we do along with that to get him down to the lily pad? I'll give you guys the options here. So we got those. Flex end. Okay. Yeah. Now let's continue order with align self to help the frogs reach their destination. So let's do order first. So this is for the yellow frogs.
Q.
Nice. And then what should we do for align self?
Flex end.
You said flex end?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the frogs have all squeezed onto a single row of lily pads. We've got to spread them out using flex wrap, which accepts the following values. This is extremely helpful for the test tomorrow using flex wrap. Probably. Flex wrap usually helps in most cases. So we can.
It's going to be very important.
There we go. So we can use no wrap, wrap, or wrap reverse.
Reverse.
Wrap reverse, okay.
No.
Let's give it a shot. Nope,
No.
wrap reverse didn't work. We have 2 more options. Wrap or no wrap?
No wrap.
No wrap? Okay.
Right.
So no wrap is going to keep everything on a single line. It's already
Oh.
that way.
Well,
Wrap.
try wrap.
Wrap. So wrap, what wrap is going to do, it's going to fill up the spaces without like condensing down the boxes, so then they fit like the original size that they were supposed to be. And then any extra boxes, it will move down to the next line. And then wrap reverse is just going to reverse. Okay,
Wow.
so now we're going to do flex direction and flex wrap. With flex direction, row reverse, column or column reverse?
Column.
Column, okay. Now what would we do with flex wrap?
Flex wrap it. Wrap.
Wrap, okay. Yeah, nice job.
When it's in a column like that, it's going to wrap it.
Vertically.
So if it doesn't work, you think it needs to do something, you try something, it does something weird. Definitely try the opposite way. Like, what is the opposite of what you just did if it didn't work? If you put it into a column, justify content and align items is going to act opposite of what it did before. So just keep that in mind when you have things in columns.
Exactly, yeah. Wes is
It's
right.
actually the motto of my life. When I screw it up, do it the opposite way.
I like that. Do it like that, only different next time.
So we can shorthand with flex flow, which combines flex direction and flex wrap, which saves you a line of code. So some options with flex flow are literally, you can combine them. So you could do row No wrap. You could do row wrap, row reverse, wrap reverse. So what should we try here?
Column wrap.
Column wrap. There we go. Nice job. Okay, we've only got 4 levels left. Okay. So now we can use align content. Align content comes with these following options: flex start, flex end, center, space between, space around, or stretch.
Flex start.
Flex start.
Mm.
Nice. There we go. Now, when there's only one line, align content won't have an effect. And at that point, you could use align item still, because that's going to affect how the items are, as a whole, are aligned within the container. But align content is for multiple lines.
And align content is less common. Align items is going to be a bread and butter.
Let's use align content. I just typed use. I meant align content.
Flex end.
Flex end. Now we have to use a combination of flex direction and align content. Let's do flex direction first.
Row.
Row.
And then line content, I think, would be
It would be what?
center.
Center. Okay, let's give it a shot. Something's off.
Flex direction column. And then
Almost there.
align content column reverse.
Align content column reverse.
Oh, that really messed it up.
Isn't flex direction column reverse?
That's correct. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so align content, you can do flex start, flex end, center, space between, space around, or stretch, but there's no column reverse. Column reverse and row reverse, those are found within the flex direction. Okay, the final level, the final level. Everything has led up to this moment. We have to bring the frogs home one last time by using all of the properties we've learned. Let's start off with justify content. This is going to be a tough one. Oh, okay, so I guess actually we can only use 4. Oh, cool. Okay, so we can only use 4 of the 8 options.
Let me start with align items end.
Does nothing happen as you do it?
Flex
Flex
and
direction, flex end. And then column.
Paul's got it, flex in.
So align items we used. Oh, did you mean flex end?
Oh, right. So,
There we go. No, it's okay. Flex direction.
Okay.
Flex end is not an option there.
Column reverse, right?
Column reverse. Okay.
Oh, no. How
Row
about we take
reverse?
out the... Oh, no, that's right. Let me just go to...
We're getting close.
wrap it.
Yeah. And
What'd you say?
center it.
Wrap.
Wrap.
Flex wrap. Yeah.
Okay. What did you want flex wrap to do?
Wrap.
Yeah.
Just wrap. Okay.
Oh, no. Something's not right about that.
Can we try I would like to reverse this somehow.
Can you try the align content? Wait, yeah. Actually, yeah, align content, flex n. No, actually, space between.
Would that have to be justified content, or can it also be aligned content? I don't remember.
Well, line content did work.
Okay.
Can we
How do-
switch
How do we separate the last two?
this column?
What was that? Someone said something. What did you want me to change?
Direction column?
Flex direction column?
Yes. Oh.
I'm glad we've come to a challenge.
So
to be a mirror image of what it needs to be.
yeah.
So flex start and column reverse.
What do you want flex start to replace?
The first line under align items, flex start.
Flex start, okay.
And then the second line is going to be a column reverse for flex direction. And then
We're getting closer.
How about, God, I want to say row reverse.
How about
yeah.
flex?
Can we add one more?
You can't have one more. No, there's only 4.
What's
Only 4?
flex flow about?
Flex flow, so it's shorthand property for flex direction and flex wrap. So if we're
Okay.
using both of those,
We
okay.
need that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can do flex flow
There we go.
wrap, and then what was it? Column reverse.
Maybe.
And then
Ooh.
do
That doesn't.
oh,
And a semi.
Yeah. Good catch. There we go.
try justify content
Yeah.
center. Okay. And flex flow instead of column reverse, just column.
How about the order?
Order's a good idea. I'll just swap it to column, see what happens. Okay, so it looks like we are closer with reverse. So I'll put that back.
And then we're going to take out the justify center.
Take out justify center.
It's going to be flex, or, oh God, order. And then, oh God, 2? I don't know.
But the order is in the shout element. Will have to be on the shout element. So I don't think
see.
that.
You're right. You're right.
Now is there? So let's see. So we have flex flow that we can use.
Align self. What's that about?
So align self, that's going to target a flex item along the cross axis.
But that'll have to be on a shout element as well, right?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
So when we had it at center, the align content center, it was a mirror image of where it needed to be.
Yeah, right now it's
the justify content is correct right now. So something, maybe a flex end on align items.
Yeah.
I would just start flipping.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens. I don't know.
That didn't work. That didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. That's weird.
Try taking align items out of there altogether. See if it's even doing anything.
Okay, so align items isn't working.
So progress.
Okay.
We freed up a space.
How
What
about
about align?
align content?
Align content? Okay, what do we want to try there?
We already have it. We already have it.
Oh, my bad.
We do have it already, yeah.
Sorry.
Section reverse. Or,
Flex wrap.
You said flex wrap? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what
Okay.
you said, Matthew? I couldn't hear what you said.
I said flex direction reverse.
Oh, you want to try that? Okay, yeah, let's try the flex
I don't-
direction.
I don't know. Huh.
Okay. And then, Paul, what was it that you wanted to try?
Flex wrap.
Flex wrap.
No wrap. Semi. Oh. Damn, I keep getting back to that.
What about
Sorry.
justify content reverse?
Okay, so we can get rid
Oh,
of
we
that.
already have. Yeah, okay, let's just try
We
it.
change it to reverse.
Oh, okay. So I guess let's put that back to center.
Okay.
We're so close.
Hold on, do we have to do something with align items?
We can try it.
Items reverse? Huh.
What are the
And
available
then,
to the line
and,
items?
What'd you
and
say?
then,
What are the available properties of line items?
Let's do flex end, maybe.
Okay. Nothing.
Align. I think since there's multiple, like it's wrapping. The align content is the one that is working. That is gonna work.
Which we have
Oh,
aligned content down here.
Yeah, we already have.
Can you hover over flex direction?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Column reverse, maybe.
You know, try column reverse in the flex in.
We already have it.
oh, how about
Yeah,
the
we have that right here.
Oh, okay.
And what happened when we took out the reverse?
When we took out the reverse,
What was that happen? Oh, okay, never mind.
How about flex flow, no wrap, column reverse?
this is tough. So I think so. Let's figure out what things work, so then we know what we don't need to change.
I don't think align items is doing anything. Right.
Yep, align items is not doing anything. And we already have justify content. We tried align items.
I mean, the only thing that I would think that we could do is change it to column and then just change the wait. Actually, never mind.
Flex flow, it's wrap, no wrap, and what's the third option? For
Oh,
Flex flow just has two.
oh, okay.
wrap reverse.
Yeah, we need that.
Just wrap reverse.
No, like wrap reverse and then column reverse, or maybe like wrap reverse and then just column.
It's flex direction, wrap reverse, maybe.
Like
So you can have column reverse or row reverse. You can't do
Okay.
reverse column reverse.
but
What happens if we do flex direction row reverse? Did we already try that?
No,
Flex
I don't think we
direction,
tried
row
that
reverse?
yet.
Yeah,
Try.
no, leave the
No.
flex flow. Yeah, and then add on the top flex direction row reverse.
Yeah, I think
We're mad.
Try column reverse.
so flex wrap only has wrap and no wrap. There's no like wrap reverse.
We can try wrap reverse here. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, there we go. And we don't need this line.
All right, Pedro for the win.
So we did it in 3 lines. Nice job, Pedro.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get that one right, guys.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I played this game. Cool. Okay, so we won. So we have 14 minutes left. So I guess, what do you guys want to do with that 14 minutes? Do you have any other questions you want to go over? Does anyone have questions on projects that we can?
So tomorrow for the sprints in the sprint get on the sprint GitHub page, it says that we need to assign our project manager as a collaborator. Is that just our team lead?
Yeah, so project manager was an old term that they used. So yeah, just your team lead.
Okay. Thank
They
you.
found employers found the term project manager confusing.
Yep.
And that is why we are now team leaders.
Since we're not managing a project, we're leading a team.
Can you talk a little bit about divs, like when it's best to use them, and not overuse them? Because for some reason I'm like hesitant to put them into my code. When I look at other people's code, I'm like, wow, they have a lot of divs.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Okay, Wes, do you want to tackle that one?
Sure. All right. So a div is basically you are establishing a container, and that container has something in it. So you have your section tag. It could be a div, but you call it section to make it. I guess what is the word? Help me on Justin.
Semantic.
Semantic.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. It's more semantically pleasing to call it a section, but you could call it, in theory, a div. A div is just a container. So when you have a div that has an H1, a P tag, and an image in it, if you want to isolate any one of those items by itself, you would wrap it in a div. Or if you wanted the header and the image to be one chunk and the P tag another chunk inside that div, you would wrap each of those in a div. So it's two boxes inside of your box. So really the div is, you're just making more boxes. The downside of over divving is it's harder to isolate them. But that is alleviated with class names and IDs. So if you just have a div and a div and a div and a div, it can get really confusing when you're trying to isolate it by calling it div space, div space, div space. And maybe you're getting it, maybe you're not. So that's the downside. But it can definitely be mitigated by using class names, using IDs, and things like that. But I would say I like divs a lot. They are great for intentionally isolating things, chunking things into its own box within the box. And so I would not be afraid of using it, but I would make sure you're able to isolate what you're thinking you're isolating. And to mitigate that, use borders. Put a border on it. You know, which box inside of this box am I actually talking to? Well,
Yeah.
put a red border around it and find out.
Yeah, when you're in UI, borders are like amazing to help you troubleshoot it. And really, if you're using class names, divs are going to be one of your most used tags that you're going to go for.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to use divs. It's totally okay.
They do say that you don't want to nest more than 3 or 4 deep for the reason I said before, because it gets really messy. But some components just have to be, you know. So at the end of the day, if you can isolate what you're trying to isolate, do what you got to do. You can only improve your code from that point. If you get it to work, it works. Improve after you get it to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if it's dumb and it works, it's not dumb.
Functionality is key. After that, you can worry about making it look clean.
Cool, thank you. That helps.
Okay, I have a I think a question that could be answered pretty quickly. Could you show a use case for using an ID to link to another part of the page? The syntax would that for that would be in HTML. So like if I hit the about nav button, and then it takes me to the about section, there's something with IDs that makes that work.
Yeah, basically you're going to reference that ID in your A tag. So the A tag is going to anchor to where that ID is located. So instead of, you know how when you did the section page yesterday?
Yeah.
And you put the location of the file in there, so it would open that file when you click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're just going to use the ID, and so it zips it anchors it. A tag anchors it to whatever you're referencing it to, whether it be another file or somewhere further down in the same file. And that's where the ID comes in, because you're referencing that ID, so it zips down to where that ID is located in the code. I don't have any handy to show you, but I think it was in that the first day's project.
So if I had my nav bar and they are all anchors, I would in the href would I put my ID in the quotes?
So it's not actually an ID that you're putting in the quotes. Are you saying that because there's a pound sign in the quotes?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not actually an ID. So let me clear that up. So the pound sign is just what you put there as a placeholder when you don't have it actually going to anything. In the future, when you set that up, you would change it to, for usually in most cases, your starting page is going to be your index.html. If you need it to go to your about.html, you would just change that. Instead of having the pound sign there, put in the quotes about.html. And then when you click that, it'll go to your about page. So that's not actually an ID, that's just a pound that's used as a placeholder.
Okay.
It's pretty much the same thing as just leaving it empty. That's just more semantic.
Well, I think he's talking about when you use an ID to actually navigate to a point on a page by referencing that.
Yeah. That's what I'm more specifically talking about.
Like when you click on a back to top nav button.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you actually are going to use an ID there to reference and anchor and send you back up to wherever that ID is at.
Okay, so in that specific example, yes.
Yeah. So within the page, within the same page, you're going to use an ID. If you wanted to link to a different page, you use that file's location, like about.html.
So I would reference the ID in the anchor, and then I would assign the ID to the HTML element that I want to go to.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Think of it. It's you're anchoring that button to that point. In both cases, that's what it's doing. It's literally anchoring this to that.
But so would the syntax for the anchor be an href with the hashtag ID name in the quotes?
Well, we could definitely look that up.
I've actually never had to do that in practice before.
Yeah, I mean, there's the use case is if you want to navigate to a point on a page.
Yeah, I've never had that come up in any projects or any like side things I've worked on.
Yeah, Britt went over it. Like she basically told us in the lecture, like that should be the only use case for IDs, and that we shouldn't use them for styling necessarily.
Interesting. I know I've pretty much never used IDs for styling. I just stick to classes. There's really not a reason to.
Yeah, unless if there's one thing that you want to do something to, and it's just a single use case, save yourself some characters and use the ID, but it's not the industry standard to use IDs for that. So it's kind of like it goes back to if it works, do it, and then make it better later. if somebody complains. All right. If you guys want to keep talking, I'm going to look up the rest of that answer for you real quick and then show you how I found it.
Any other questions about anything Lambda? Wes and I have been through the first 16 weeks of the curriculum, so the core curriculum. So if you have any questions, we can answer those for you.
What cohort number are you?
So we're from WEB20.
Okay. All right, so you've gone through the Python stuff already?
No, not yet. So that's in the computer science track. That actually would be covered in about, so weeks 1 through 16 are the core curriculum. 17 through 25 is labs, where you work on one big project with a team. And then 26 through, I believe, 34, that's computer science, which would consist of Python.
Okay.
Is there a trick to make your coding look pretty, like the tabs and everything? Is there like a trick to that, or is there just like a known rule?
There are extensions for that you can download in your IDE. I use something called Beautify, and basically it adds a button to the sidebar. You click it, and it formats it how it thinks it should be. I think Beautify is on VS Code. I use brackets.
It is on VS Code.
I really like that. Also, I like using emits for quick tag creation. So like you just type the first couple letters of your tag and then hit tab, and it will create an opening and closing tag. That's a really helpful one.
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, Jasmine, we can get Beautify set up.
I have prettier,
Before we do
but
that,
when
I have a
go ahead.
last question.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to share real quick. So I literally Googled, here's what I don't know if I'm sharing right now. Can you see?
Yep.
Okay. So I literally Googled A tags. How do I link a spot on a page? And it came up with how to create a link to a specific part of a page. I went there. Never mind that. And I just look at it. Okay, does it say anything? Okay, here's where. Okay, we're starting to get into it. So that's what your A tag's gonna look like. ID, whatever, banana, right? And then you keep going down. How do you reference it? Oh, that's how you reference it. A tag, href a. So you're right. The pound sign, and then your banana.
Awesome.
And that is how you link to a specific spot on your page.
Thank you for looking that up.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's all about, you can literally Google your questions sometimes. You saw how I Googled that, A tags.
Oh, yeah, I'm an avid Googler. I just didn't know if you knew off the top of your head.
Yeah, that's, trust me, you know what? Guys that have been doing this 30 years Google stuff. There's so much, you will never remember everything. And 2 weeks from now, you're going to forget what an A tag is. And you'll have to Google it again. Trust me.
That's honestly the most intimidating part, is trying to think about what I need to know right now.
You need to know right now what the sprint challenge is.
Yeah, you need to know Flexbox, GitFlow, and HTML.
Yeah,
Well, I got that all done.
Yeah, that is week to week. The hardest part is put the blinders on, focus on this week's curriculum, and you will learn it through osmosis and reps. It will be in your mind, and when it comes back, it'll take a quick Google reference, and you got it.
So do you two Google a lot, or have you remembered a lot of the basic stuff?
I just did.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do that for practice. I did it because I didn't know.
Every single time I work on a project, I have to reference older projects. You're not going to remember every line of code. It's not possible. So don't feel bad if you have to look at old material. Because I know I feel bad for that all the time. But it's stupid to feel bad about that, because there's no way that you can contain all of that knowledge in your head.
Yeah. the most important thing is remembering how to ask a good question and how to research something.
Yep.
A lot of the time you can literally Google your question straight out of your brain into Google, and you might get an answer. You may have to refine it, but sometimes it works on the first try, like that one. So yeah, you're not doing anything wrong. If you have to stop what you're doing, go to Google, figure something out real quick. That's how this is. You know, my friend, he works for Salesforce. He's a senior developer there. He's been there for 15 years. He said, you know, if Google goes down, 80% of these people can't work. He wasn't kidding. So that's the reality of this. So don't ever feel bad that you have to do that. That is just how it is. So as long as you know how to use that tool, it's just another tool in your box. So.
Also, Final Fantasy VII is the superior Final Fantasy.
Oh, I know, but it's not out yet.
I'm talking OG.
I already played through that, getting ready for the new one. So now I'm on the 8. I'm grabbing onto anything I can, holding my breath.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be fun, but forget that. Borderlands 3 comes out next Friday.
Oh, that's right.
We're not going to get anything done. Oh wait, are we recording?
We're still recording. Yeah.
Who developed Borderlands? Was that the developer that did it before?
It is the granddaddy of all shooter games.
2K
the best
games.
by far. Yep.
Okay.
2K games, brand new ones coming out. It looks amazing. So it's a good time to be alive.
Does anyone have any other questions?
I do. I have a quick question. So I've noticed, like my nav bars, the font seems a little bigger than normal, and I was just wondering if there's a direct way to contact that exactly. If you have a tip for that, I don't want to keep anyone much longer. Like I just didn't know if there's something.
Your text in the nav bar for your buttons?
Just. Yeah, the nav bar, the font seems bigger, and I didn't.
Do you want to share your screen? We can fix it real quick.
Sure. Not super quick at this. Let's see. I have a lot of stuff up on my desktop. Sorry.
That's okay.
By the way, get used to that.
Yeah.
It only gets worse. I currently have over 20 tabs open, and I'm not even doing anything.
Wow, this looks awesome, by the way. This is really nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
looks great.
I really care a little bit, but I just thought the font looked bigger than what your guys' did in the picture. And so I was just trying to target it to make it a little smaller, but maybe I'm being too picky. I don't know.
So
You know,
I
looking
think
at
it
it,
looks
I think it looks good.
I think it does too. I mean, if you really want to mess with it, you can. I think it looks great though. Like what you could do is you could go in the CSS and you could tag it. You could target the nav bar and then space the A tag, and then from there inside of that you could do font size and you could lower it. But I mean, I honestly think that looks fine.
Okay. Sorry.
I can give you a quick tip on the nav bar though, with the great idea. And
Yeah.
they need to be in the same container, so you can bring them like that.
Yeah. Just add a little top margin, I think, is all that needs to be done.
Okay. Yeah, I just couldn't get that down totally. So, okay. Thank you.
No problem. With yeah, this work looks really nice. I mean, if you were able to do this, you should be fine on the test tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. If anybody doesn't feel comfortable for the test tomorrow, you can sign up for team lead support hours, which what that is tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. Eastern. I know there's a few spots open. You can sign up for that and you'll be set up with a team lead and you can work with them for a couple hours before the test starts.
That is a 1-to-6 ratio, so one team lead for 6 students.
Yeah. So if
That can
anyone's
be-
interested in that, DM me like right now, and I can send you the link for it.
I highly recommend using all the tools available.
But if you sign up for it and you don't show up, you will get in trouble for that. So
Well, they have to pay someone to be there, so they don't like that.
yeah,
So don't. If you sign up, show up.
yeah. If you sign up, make sure you show up.
But it looks like we're a little after 11 o'clock. Does anybody have anything before we go? All right, well, thanks for sticking it out with us all night.
Yeah, that went by fast. That was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping me with my very strange issue.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you were able to figure out that other part.
Yeah, sometimes I just need to see somebody else struggle to know that that's normal.
Exactly. You're always going to struggle.
Pedro gets a gold star for number 24 in Flex Live.
Cool, guys. Well, I'm going to head out. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.
All right, thanks. Have a good night, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.